Good afternoon and welcome to Wizard's World on this fine spring day on the peninsula. I am Jim Rodondi. Today we welcome Lindsey Wagner with Virgin Voyages. Today, Lindsey is going to let us know all about Virgin Voyages and why they are different from other cruise lines and what you can expect when you sail with Virgin. As a reminder, we appreciate it if you would mute yourself so there was no background noise during the presentation. And if you have any questions, please use the chat box and we will get to the questions at the end. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the presentation. Take it away, Lindsey.
Awesome. Thank you, Jim. And thank you to Dominique and Melissa and the entire Travel Wizards team. I am super excited to be here tonight or this afternoon and telling you a little bit about Richard Branson's latest and greatest creation, brainchild that is looking to disrupt the cruise industry. So hopefully you see Ahoy there on your screen. Tonight's presentation is, I think, a visual spectacle of what life is going to be like whenever we launch later on this year. And I've got some pictures that are literally hot off of the press. I mean, they are still on fire just because I just got them yesterday. And so you all are the first people that I get to present some of this stuff to. So consider this an all access pass to everything Virgin Voyages. But I will go ahead and jump right in. If you have any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat box and I'll get through all of the presentation and then I'll work with Jim at the end to get everyone's question answered. But we're Virgin Voyages and we are a part of the kind of big conglomerate of the Virgin Group. So Virgin Voyages, as I mentioned, is Richard Branson's latest creation. And fun fact, Richard Branson has never been on a cruise ship before, never sailed on a cruise ship. And so he's always been fascinated with boats, ships, yachts, you name it, ever since he was in his early 20s, but he's felt like there's never really been the right type of ship or the right type of experience that's ever made him want to sail. So when you are Richard Branson, you create a ship that makes you want to sail. And so with that being said, he has created Virgin Voyages. And this, what you see there on your screen, that beautiful ship, Scarlet Lady, is ship number 1 that is expected to launch later on this year. We're about a year behind in our launch just because of COVID. And I think we've all experienced a little bit of some hiccups and delays over the past year, but Scarlet Lady is due to launch September 22nd out of Miami, Florida. And I'll talk about some of her itineraries coming up. Max sailor capacity is around 2,700. Crew count is around 1,150. But what I will say to that number is that we will be sailing with limited ship capacity whenever we do enter into service later on this year. Not only do we have our first ship that is due to launch, we have our second ship, Valiant Lady. This is Scarlet's younger sister, and she will be launching November 2021, sailing out of Miami. She will be spending her winters in the Caribbean and her summers in the Med, which we all really deserve that life and would love to have that type of life. But she will be launching this year. And then hot news that went live last month, we have a new entrant into the family, which is our third ship, Resilient Lady, that is due to launch August 14th, 2022. So Resilient Lady, they're all sister ships, so they're all identical, sailing different parts of the world. But Resilient Lady will call Athens, Greece, her home port, and sail on 2 different 7-night itineraries, sailing in the Greek Isles. So we are very excited to bring to life those 3 ships over the course of the next year. But over the past year, with our delayed launch, obviously we've had a lot of time to kind of pause, rethink, and retool on how we are going to enter into service. And I know this really is the million-dollar question for every cruise line. And really it's top of mind for sailors is, how am I going to feel safe sailing with you all in the post-COVID world? I can tell you that we will be administering a quick, simple, reliable COVID test, only ensuring those that test negative are able to board our ship. We are also limiting ship capacity. So even though I said 2,700 sailors, we'll be sailing with anywhere in between 50 to 70% of that. Contactless experience. So one of the things that Virgin does really well is tech. And I will tell you that we will have a phenomenal ship that is, I would say, like a smart ship. And it all goes back to our beautiful Sailor app that you will download and that will act as your guide while you sail with us. But also you will receive the band, which is what you see there on your screen 45 days prior to voyaging. And then the band will serve as your wallet. It will serve as your room key. It will enable GPS location services, which also enables a very, very important aspect to our ship. And I'll talk about that a little later on. But the band really helps us with that contactless experience that you will have on board. We have also installed air purification systems on board by Atmos Air Solutions, which has been shown to kill 99.9% of the viruses. We have also increased hand sanitizer dispensers. We do not have buffets on this ship. All of our food is made to order. And also, this is a big shout out to our crew. I was talking to Jim about this a little earlier. Just our crew on board, making sure that Scarlet and Valiant are in pristine, beautiful, clean condition. And that will continue on as we enter into service. The other really important announcement that I wanted to stress and emphasize, this went live last month as well, that we announced that all of our sailors and all of our crew will be required to have been vaccinated against COVID-19 in order to sail with us. With us being, one ship, we feel that this is the best decision for us as a company in order to create a safe environment for our crew and sailors. So I at least wanted to make sure that you all were aware of that as well. Okay, so what does it mean to set sail the Virgin way? As Jim mentioned, how are we doing things differently than some of the other lines out there? And I will tell you that what we are looking to create on board our ship will be something that you will never forget. And the first component of that is that we are an adults-only cruise ship. So there will be no children on board this ship. So if you are in support of that, can you just give me a yes in the chat box? You're excited about it. You want this. You believe this will work and everyone would enjoy an adults only vacation. So yes, thank you, Alyssa. All caps with like 10 exclamation points. I love it. Adults only, you have to be 18 plus in order to sail with us. Entertainment on board is original programming, so you won't see your typical Broadway style shows. Dominique threw up the celebratory emoji, love it. Leela, yes. Jerry, yes. Travel Wizard says great news. So awesome, we're all in agreement with that. Epic design, and this I think goes to the boutique glamour that we have created on board this ship, because we have not looked to the cruise industry for design inspiration. Instead, we have looked outside of it, where all of our design team has never touched a ship before. They have done some amazing boutique hotels, kind of landmarks, or just some iconic spaces that have an amazing design element, and they're bringing that aspect to a cruise ship. As I mentioned before, we do not have buffets on board this ship. So your preconceived notions of what you think it means to eat on board a ship, throw it out, because on board Scarlet, Valiant, and Resilient, we will have 20 plus eateries on board, all with made to order food, all different restaurant spaces that I think you'll see coming up that has a different menu, different vibe, energy, and recreating a land-based restaurant experience on board a ship. Proper dose of vitamin C. So we like to say there are equal parts retox and detox on board this ship, where plenty of opportunities to retox by the pool or just continue on into the evening. Or if you're more of the health and wellness minded, we have plenty of detox opportunities. We've got sunrise and sunset yoga on the 17th deck. So at the tip top of the ship, we have a beautiful redemption spa. We have a barber shop. We've got our version of a dry dock on board as well. So if you're looking to keep up that wellness routine, you can absolutely do it on board our ship. And then offering some late night stays, some overnights, and some bonfire soirees. And I'll talk about that coming up. But this slide right here, I really want to stress, and I think this is something that I don't want you to forget about Virgin Voyages, and how are we looking to include as much as possible, or what we call our on us value prop. So we do not like to nickel and dime the customer. We know that's a really big pain point for you, at least in traveling. So we try to build in as much as possible into the price. So all of those 20 plus eateries included. Gratuities and tips are included, which is huge. So don't have to worry about adding on any sort of charge on top of any purchase on board. Wi-Fi is included. Basic beverages, group fitness classes, and all of our onboard entertainments are wrapped into the voyage fare. We put this at about $600 per person per voyage, already included. So big, big plus. And I think once you see the eateries coming up, it will just blow your mind that all of this is included. Now, what is extra on board is any sort of like spa experiences, onboard activities like a cooking class, mixology class. And we don't have your typical cruise ship drink packages. And that goes back to the research that we did where, you know, feeling like sometimes the drink packages, if one person in the cabin drinks, the other person doesn't, or, you know, I'm just looking to have a couple of drinks by the pool, a couple of drinks at dinner, and I don't want to buy the big massive package. So what we have promised are reasonably priced drinks. And as you can see from the screen there, beers starting out anywhere between $5 to $6. Basic cocktails, I'm a big Tito's and soda fan, that's $10 and tips included, and 42% of our wines by the glass are under $10. So the price point that you will see on the drink menu is inclusive of gratuity and tip. And I'll talk about kind of our alternative to the drinks package coming up right here, which is our bar tab bonus. So for every $300 that you purchase in bar tab, Virgin will gift you an additional $100. And this promotion goes to the end of this week. So Friday, April 30th. So you got to hop on this. So whenever Scarlet Lady launches in September, she will be sailing on a variety of 4 and 5 night itineraries out of Miami, Florida, sailing to Key West, Cozumel, Playa del Carmen, Costa Maya, Puerto Plata, San Juan. And as you see there on your screen, these are the pictures that are hot off of the press, which is the Beach Club at Bimini, which is Virgin's own private beach club that we have built out in the Bahamas, very much drawing on the inspiration of the beach clubs of Mykonos, Ibiza, Saint-Tropez. And what's great about this is that there is not a separate charge to access the beach club. And just like on the ship, all of your food is included here at the beach club. And I always say the renderings that I've seen over the past 2 years, and Dominique, I know I've been in your office probably showing you these pictures. They're real, they exist. But the picture on the left-hand side of your screen with those the swings over the water, I cannot wait to just sit there, let your toes in the water, and enjoy a nice frosty beverage. So big plug for the Beach Club. And then our second ship, Valiant Lady, as I mentioned, she launches later this year. She will be sailing on 6 and 8 night itineraries out of Miami. And for us West Coasters out here, I'm based down here in SoCal. It's nice to finally see some itineraries that are a little longer than the 4 and 5 nights. The 6 and 8 nights, the first one is the 8-night Eastern Caribbean Antilles. You see we introduce St. Croix into the mix. You also have a full day at the Beach Club. And then we've got our 6-night Western Caribbean charm, where we introduce Roatan into the mix as well. And you can see we have the Beach Club also. Now, whenever she finishes her winter season in the Caribbean, she will make her transatlantic over to Barcelona. And from Barcelona, she will turn and start sailing on 3 different 7-night itineraries in the Med. Each itinerary, the one consistent port is that she will overnight in Ibiza. So we will be spending almost a full 24 to 25 hours. We arrive at Friday at 6 p.m. and do not leave until Saturday around 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. before you get to Barcelona back on Sunday. So I am super stoked about Valiant's itineraries. So if there's anyone on the call, I think Dominique, you said there might be a couple of sailors that are on one of these Valiant Lady itineraries. We're excited to show off that coming up, which is great. So third ship, as I mentioned, is Resilient Lady, and she will be launching August 14th out of Athens, Greece. And as I mentioned, be sailing on 2 different 7-night itineraries. Like the Valiant itineraries, we've got a couple of overnights. We have a semi-overnight, if you will, in Dubrovnik. We arrive at 9 a.m. and do not depart until 2 p.m. And then we have a overnight in Mykonos, which I keep saying these like itineraries just keep one-upping each other, just keeps getting better and better and better. So I am very excited about Resilient Lady. All of these itineraries are on sale and able to be booked. You can see from the 7-night Adriatic Sea and Greek Gems, we have that kind of semi-overnight in Dubrovnik. Also stop off in Kotor, Corfu, Argostoli, and then the Greek island Glow is the Mykonos overnight, as you can see there. I think the Greek island Glow is the one I've got my eye on. I've got to make it to Santorini. And as you can see from the itineraries here, these aren't, your typical itineraries where we're out of there around like 4 o'clock, especially there in Santorini. We were there until 10 p.m. So giving you the opportunity to, if I go back to the prior slide here, be able to enjoy a nice happy hour cocktail and just look out at that scene. So I'm super excited to be able to showcase that. Okay, so where are you going to be laying your head down at night while you are on board our ships? We have a wide range of options for you to take advantage of. And one thing that Virgin has done really well is we've also listened to the trends that are happening. So on board our ship, we actually have 46 solo cabins. So for the solo traveler out there, occupancy 1, we have cabins priced appropriately for 1 person. First up, we've got the Solo Insider. So again, occupancy 1, we've got 40 of these. And then we have 6 solo sea views. So those with the window looking out. And then we have your standard inside cabin, your sea view cabin. You can see with the window and the nice recessed bench there. But what we have the most of on board our ship is your sea terrace. And this is your standard room with a balcony. So what's great about the sea terrace is the amount of room that you get with this. The square footage on this ranges from 225 to 265 square feet. Every sea terrace cabin comes with a red hammock that you can kind of see there in your window with 2 chairs and a balcony as well. So a nice opportunity to be able to sit out there, keep your feet up, and again, enjoy that nice ice cold bevy. We also have some rock star suites because we believe that everyone that sails with us is a rock star and should be treated like one. But if you're really looking to splurge, we have 78 suites on board our ship. 63 of them are your rock star quarters and 15 of them are your mega rock star quarters. And I'll talk about the big difference here in the next couple of slides, but you can see even from the square footage there, a little bit of a difference. But with the Rockstar quarters, not only do you get all of the inclusions that I had talked about before, all of that on us, food, tips, Wi-Fi, bevies, entertainment, and workout classes, you get access to Richard's Rooftop, which is our exclusive lounge just for our suite guests. You get first round of the in-room mini bar on us, fully stocked to your preference. You get early booking access to restaurant reservations, shore excursions, onboard experiences, and then you also get access to our Rockstar agents on board and on hand to make sure that your vacation, again, is your trip of a lifetime. But if you're really looking to splurge and really looking to go all out, we've got the 15 mega Rockstar suites. This is a picture of our massive suite. This is the one that was about 2,000 plus square feet, just because the terrace itself is absolutely massive. But not only do you get all of the inclusions that I had talked about before with the On Us, the Rockstar inclusions, you get even more, where you get premium streaming Wi-Fi, you get bottomless in-room bar, alcohol is included for the bar tab. So if you're looking for that all-inclusive nature, the Mega Rockstar suites are the way to go because of that daily bar tab. You get access to the thermal suite in the Redemption Spa. You get private transfer to and from the ship, and you get dedicated Rockstar agents who are located there on the 15th deck where all of our Mega Rockstar suites are located. So if you're really looking to splurge, these are the suites to go after. And then I also wanted to show you just a picture of Richard's Rooftop. This is that rooftop lounge just for our suite guests. And I think, again, we all could imagine ourselves in one of those couches, enjoying a nice beverage and watching the sunset as you pull out of your port of call. So That's Richard's rooftop. And now to show you some onboard spaces, just some areas around the ship to, again, visually give you an idea of what kind of that boutique glamour is going to look like on board our ship. First up, we've got the Athletic Club, which sits on the 15th deck. You can see from the catamaran net there that sits out over the water. You can literally look down 15 decks below and see the water, which is a little nerve-wracking if you're afraid of heights. But then we have the Perch, which is on the 17th deck. And as I mentioned, where we will have sunrise and sunset yoga. Health and wellness is big with us. So we've got the runway, our elevated track. We have a yoga studio in our B complex. This is the name of our fitness facilities. We have a spin room with spin classes. And again, all group fitness classes are included. We have the Aquatic Club, which is our main pool on board. We've got the Redemption Spa, which has already started to win some cruise design interior awards. We haven't even set sail, but as I mentioned with our Rockstar and Mega Rockstar suites, you will have access to the thermal suites with that. We've got our tune-up, so anybody needing a mani-pedi. We've got the dry dock, so if you need to get ready for a night out on the town and dinner and into the Manor nightclub, we got you covered. And if you're like myself and you're looking to get rid of the quarantine beard or at least need a nice trim before dinner, we have a barber shop on board called Stubble and Groom. And because we are an adults only cruise ship, we have a casino, very much inspired by James Bond, as you can see from the porthole window there. Okay, so eateries, this is my favorite topic. I love showcasing this because I think this really paints a picture of that honest value prop of everything that is included. And this also helps that we're kind of sliding right into dinner time. So if your appetite is starting to kick in, this'll put it over the edge. But keep in mind, again, all of these eateries are included in your voyage fare, which is fantastic. So first up, we have Gumbay, which is a Korean barbecue restaurant. And every table is greeted with a complimentary round of soju, which is a Korean alcohol to kick off the evening's festivities. Next up, we've got Razzle Dazzle, which is our vegan, vegetarian forward restaurant. And all of the pictures and all of the items, everything that you're seeing on your screen here, these are not stock photos. This is actual food that is served in each of these restaurant spaces. With this being a vegan, vegetarian forward restaurant, we have what we like to call a naughty section of the menu where there are meat options for you to choose from for us carnivores out there as well. And you can see from the screen there, just visually, the Razzle Dazzle restaurant is a sight to be seen. Next up, we've got the Wake, which is more what we call our most glamorous restaurant on board. So think of this spot as having your steak and seafood type of options. Sample menu here, I mean, we have filet mignon, hanger steaks on the menu. Again, all included, which is wild. And I have been told that this spot right here has the best dessert on the ship called the Wake. It's this like chocolate mousse cake that was a huge hit on the transatlantic last year. Next up, we've got the Dock House, which is more of that kind of Mediterranean fare. So your small plates, dips, hummus. It has a beautiful outdoor space to be able to enjoy a nice glass of rosé and some tapas. We have the Test Kitchen, which this I have been told is the one to put on your itinerary. Make your reservations. You've got to experience this. It's a very experiential restaurant where you sit down, the menu is right there in front of you, and the chef constructs the food right there. So kind of part cooking lab, part restaurant space. Next up, we've got Extra Virgin, which is our Italian restaurant. And this picture always blows my mind because I love charcuterie boards, the meat and cheese plates, and the fact that what you see on your screen there is included is just makes me extremely happy. So much so, I'm probably gonna make a meat and cheese tray right after this, so to recreate it. Next up, we've got Pink Agave, which is our upscale modern Mexican restaurant. Also, this guacamole is legit the actual type of guacamole served in this space, and this is when I love to whip out the joke that guac is not extra here at Virgin Voyages. It is included in your voyage fare. So if everyone was not on mute, I would expect everybody chuckling. Jim, thanks for showing your face there and laughing. I appreciate it. So next we've got the galley, which is more, This is our alternative to the buffet. So if you think of this spot as modeled after the big popular food halls that are springing up all over the place with different food stands located throughout, this spot has a bakery and pastry shop, burger grill, taco shack, sushi bar, noodle bar, soup and salad stand, and a 24-hour American diner. And this slide right here takes it home. This is our ice cream shop titled Lick Me Till Ice Cream. And I think, again, when you are adults only, you can have a little fun with the names and be a little cheeky because that's what Virgin does best. Yeah, Lick Me Till Ice Cream is our ice cream shop serving 6 custom flavors, 2 of which are vegan friendly, and ice cream is included in your voyage fare. So there's not an upcharge for that. I do want to show you some of our bars, or at least one of them, which is Sip, which is where I am conveniently located right now. You can see I've got my champagne on ice right behind me. But we here at Virgin Voyages believe that you should always, no matter where you are on board, on your holiday, you should always have access to champagne. So one, we have created a champagne and caviar bar just for that. But also we have created what we believe is the most amazing, coolest feature that ever exists. And that is our Shake for Champagne app. So when you're on board the ship and you have the app open and you take your phone and you shake it, you are going to see little champagne bubbles appear and a button that says push me. And when you push it and confirm that you want it, a chilled bottle of Moet and Chandon champagne will be delivered to your exact location on board the ship. And that is what we call Shake for Champagne. So I always say there's no better way to kick off your vacation than like throwing open the doors to your sea terrace, plopping down in that red hammock and giving your phone a shake and having a nice bottle delivered. So price on this is $95 with tip included to have that bottle delivered to your spot. Which leads me into the last slide here and why I wanted to mention the fact that we have some amazing promotions that are happening now through literally Friday. So we had this presentation perfectly timed for you to kind of hop right on this. Right now we have 10% off all sailings, all Caribbean, all Med, and all Resilient Lady itineraries in the Greek Isles. They are all 10% off. And depending on your cabin type that is booked, you can receive up to $400 in onboard credit, $100 for inside or a sea view, $200 for a balcony, or $400 for a suite. So that's a nice couple of Shake for Champagnes right there. And that's how you can use that onboard credit wisely. And then as I mentioned before with BarTab, if you book and purchase BarTab by Friday, Virgin, you'll purchase for $300, Virgin will kick in an additional $100 to be spent on your bevies on board. So that is everything. And I think I literally timed it on the dot, 5 o'clock. Look at that. I couldn't have timed that any better. So yeah, feel free to give Travel Wizards a call if you need more information. We would love to get you hooked up and get you on one of our lady ships over the next couple of years because we are excited to bring this to life.
Well, Lindsey, thank you very much for that enlightening presentation. We appreciate it. If you have questions, folks, please use the chat box. I know you can because I saw all those things come through when Lindsey was asking about the adults only. So, oh, here's one. Is the Greek itinerary, how long do you stay in ports? Okay.
Great question. And if you give me a second here, I'm going to go back to that slide and I will show you here. So this is our first itinerary, the Adriatic Sea and Greek gems. You can see with Dubrovnik on day 3, we arrive at 9 a.m., depart at 2 a.m. So I call that our semi-overnight. In Kotor, Corfu, Argostoli, we're not leaving. You almost have about a full 12 hours in port there. So that's on that itinerary. And then with the Greek island Glow, you can see Santorini, we're there for about 13 hours. And then in Rhodes and Chania, we depart at 6 and 7 p.m. respectively. What blows my mind is the Mykonos overnight. We're there for about 36 hours. We arrive on Friday morning at 9 a.m. and do not leave until Saturday at 2 p.m. So plenty of time to explore and have some fun for sure. So yeah, so those are our 2 Greek Isle itineraries with the departure times in that.
Well, now with a lot of time in ports, that gives you a lot of time to view the area. Do you guys
Exactly.
have shore excursions that you have set up that they can use, or do they go in independently? How does that work?
Yeah, so we do have shore excursions. Right now, our shore excursions are just live, are able to be purchased through the Caribbean, yeah, for Scarlet Lady itineraries. So we don't have our excursions live yet for Valiant in the Med or Resilient in Greece, but I can tell you that our excursions are we're doing things differently in that respect too, where putting the Virgin twist on it, where we're not going to have these large, massive type of excursions, more of the small groups, if you will, which again I think is going to serve us well in the post-COVID world. And to give you an idea, even just like in Key West, one of our excursions, and I had no idea that you could do this, but you could actually become a mermaid or a merman for a day. So it's at one of the beautiful resorts there in Key West, and it comes complete with the champagne toast after you get to put on the fins and swim and snap your photos. So that gives you an idea of the type of excursions we're dreaming up. And I will be sure to, maybe in the chat box, I could just put the link to our excursions that people could check out, just to be able to see what we got cooking up.
Oh, well, actually, I want to start with the restaurants because that's what I do best is eat. And with 20 restaurants or 20 eateries that you have on these boards, I guess I'm going to have to go on more than one cruise to try them all out.
Yes.
But now you mentioned reservations. I mean, so do they do that when they book, when they get on board? How far out should they make, especially for maybe something that's extremely popular?
Sure.
How far out should they make those reservations?
Yeah, so typically restaurant reservations can be made 45 days prior to voyaging for all sailors. However, if you are staying in one of our Mega Rockstar or Rockstar suites, those reservations can be made 60 days prior to voyaging. So it's a nice little added perk for being one of our suite guests. But one thing I will say, there are people maybe out there that are like, I don't know if I want Greek or if I want Mexican or Italian on Tuesday night, 45 days before I set sail. So the app will be your best friend, because not only will you, within that 45-day window, be able to make those reservations, but let's say you get in from, Key West at 5 o'clock, you get on the ship and you don't know where you want to eat. You go back up to your room, you freshen up, you can actually enter into the virtual queue through your phone. And whenever your table is available, you'll be alerted, very much kind of like how it is today when you go to any restaurant, where we'll text you when your table is available. And that's something, again, that we're going to lean into so that, to prevent kind of large gatherings at the restaurant entrances in the COVID world, that type of thing. So
that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Oh, here's something coming in the chat. It says, will Virgin offer air?
We will. Eventually, we will offer air. That's something that we're looking to build out and hopefully release later on this year. But yes, air is a definite component that we will be, it's in the works.
Okay, and you had mentioned, since you had mentioned Rockstar access for the restaurants being earlier, I'm going to jump to my Rockstar question. I'm assuming that's a private deck and the rest of everybody else doesn't have access to it. So maybe the key to your room or your band that you have allows the elevator to stop at that particular floor and the others do not?
Yes. Well, at least on the, I think Richard's rooftop is there on the 15th deck. So it's actually located right next to all of our Mega Rockstar suites. But yeah, it's one of those things. And the band that you'll receive and kind of you'll wave to kind of access will signify that you're one of our Rockstar suite guests. Yeah.
So the doors won't open for me, but they might for you. I get that,
Yes.
And then two of the things that stuck out to me anyway on your itineraries, one in the Caribbean was that private beach club.
Oh my gosh!
That just looks fabulous, and that it's just I'm all. I can tell you right now, my daughter-in-law is ready to go.
Yes.
All I'm gonna have to do is show her that picture, and she'll be ready to go.
Good. No, and I'll tell you. And again, I brought this up in this part of the presentation, but I remember being there in your all's offices there in Burlingame and having renderings, and I've had renderings for the past year, a couple of years, just because with COVID, the delays and kind of even just furniture and all of that. But literally over the past 2 or 3 days, we've started to get real-time images of the beach club. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to see this in person. It's going to be an absolute dream. So this will be an absolute highlight on every single itinerary there in the Caribbean. And what's nice, as I mentioned, is that, you've got no additional fee to access, and all of your food is included there as well. And
so it's just like being on the ship.
Exactly. And your bar tab extends to the beach club as well. So
no, I mean, that just looks fabulous. That picture just looks great. And you're there for, like in all your stops, you're there for a good amount of time. It's not like you've got a 4-hour window. It's usually a good 10, 11, 12 hours. So that's really nice.
Yeah, we're definitely looking to have kind of the good vibes go into the evening, because on our 4-night itineraries on Scarlet Lady, we are there until midnight. So very much kind of like the late night pool parties that you'll be able to continue the fun into the evening. Is going to be a really great, a really great way to vacation. So,
and those itineraries are great too. I mean, you got something for everybody. You've got the 4- and 5-night itineraries for maybe those that don't want to be on a ship too long, and then maybe they'll do a pre and post somewhere. Yep. And then you've got the traditional 7 or 10-day itineraries, whether it's in the Caribbean or over in Europe or the Mediterranean. Exactly. So that's really nice. And then of course, I was telling you about my daughter would love the beach club, but one of my sons would love that overnight stay in Ibiza. Is he says that is the world's best place to go overnight. So
I cannot agree with you more. I actually had the opportunity to I've been to Ibiza for about like a 4 or 5 day vacation, and it's literally heaven on earth. I'm like, and whenever we announced that every one of our sailors on the Valiant Lady sailings will be overnighting there in Ibiza, I'm super stoked that everyone's going to get to experience it.
Yeah, I mean, some towns you can get away with getting there at 7 a.m. and leaving at 8 p.m., but with Ibiza, overnight is the way to do it.
Overnight is the best way to experience it. Absolutely.
And that's on every Mediterranean cruise, or every Spanish Western Mediterranean cruise.
Yes, every Mediterranean itinerary on Valiant Lady will be overnighting in Ibiza. Yes,
that's just fabulous. So, well, folks, if you have any last-minute questions, please reach out right now, because I'm running out of questions. So if you have anything, please put it in the chat and we'll ask Lindsey. And if you remember something tomorrow, as always, please reach out to any one of our agents and we will get a hold of Lindsey and get that question answered for you. So I do want to thank everybody for attending tonight, and especially you, Lindsey, for the beautiful presentation on your 3 lovely ships that we're going to be sailing here soon. So thank you very much for a wonderful presentation.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for having me, and love the enthusiasm from the crowd on the adults only. It's great to see that everyone's behind that concept. So.
Okay, well, that being said, next week is May. So our May schedule hasn't been released yet. It will be probably tomorrow at Friday at the latest, but I can tell you that for Cinco de Mayo, for May 5th, we are going down to Mexico and for some beach resorts from Marriott hotels. So we hope to see you then. And until next week, thank you and good night.
Thanks, Jim and team. Appreciate it.